We are live here with Rob Gerrard.
Hi, I'm Robert Gerrard, Barcelona resident for 3 years. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're doing these interviews, Rob, at the Barcelona International Community Day, because this is a chance for the city to come out and showcase all the organizations that are really supporting the International Community Day. And I know that you're very involved, a member and leader of an organization here in Barcelona. Tell us about that organization and what your role is there.
Sure. So I'm a voter assistance officer. I register estadounidense to vote in federal elections and state elections depending on their laws. So every year I go out and host voter registration and ballot return events.
So it's important for people to vote in their country, even though when they live here in Barcelona. And what is it you do? You said you're an election officer?
Yeah, I was actually trained at the U.S. consulate to register people, Americans, to vote and go through the process of the federal postcard and fill out their FBAC, return it, and vote in their elections. You have a right to vote in your elections. You should do it.
So when you're doing this, is it a bipartisan organization?
100%. We register everyone. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. If you're an American and you're legally entitled to vote, I will help you register to vote, and I will help you return your ballot back if you do need the information to do that.
Excellent. So what is the challenge? Why do people sometimes not vote when they're abroad?
Well, it's a very tedious process. Depending on your state, especially mine, I live in New York, you have to physically mail paperwork multiple times. You have to physically mail your ballot. So sometimes people don't want to, go through the trouble, but honestly at votefromabroad.org, they make it very, very simplified. They have a FAQ section per state. They give you a sample ballot. You can fill it out and print it out yourself, then send it in to your local offices for your elections. And I think it's a great service all around, bipartisan, 100%.
So you help Republicans, Democrats, and
everything in between.
Everything
Yes.
in between. Okay.
If you're American and you want to register and vote in these federal elections coming up in a year, or your local elections, depending on the state laws of which you reside, we can help you put that together.
You'll walk through that. Okay. So, Robert, why did you move to Barcelona?
So I moved to Barcelona because I didn't want to be an 80-year-old man and say, I wish I moved to Barcelona that time. Honestly, my wife came here with a previous job. She had a project. It was going to be a couple of years. She was really coming here quite frequently. So she'd come here once a quarter, then it was once every other month, then it was 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Finally, we decided, why don't I take a look at Barcelona and see if this is something I can actually do. Came here and fell in love with it in 3 days.
Wow. And so have you lived in another country?
Lived in another country? No. I visited a number of them, especially now. But before we moved here, I'd only ever been to Canada.
Oh, okay. So I thought you had been to Central America.
My honeymoon was in Costa Rica.
Okay.
And I did visit Paraguay when my wife was a Peace Corps volunteer down there for a while.
Paraguay, volunteering.
Paraguay.
Wow, what did you do there?
So my wife was a Peace Corps volunteer for 2 years in Paraguay.
Peace Corps.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for the people who don't know?
So she did a bunch of services in terms of like environmental services, dental checkups, brought doctors to rural communities down in rural Paraguay. Different roles for different groups in different countries, but it's a very good program. It should be supported more than it is currently, I think.
Okay. Now coming back to Barcelona, because we are at the International Community Day.
Incredible.
What do you think made it so attractive for you to fall in love with the city within 3 days?
Honestly, just the neighborhood's character. Every neighborhood I walked through was more beautiful than the last. The people were so friendly. Every restaurant has incredible food when you leave a little touristy section, aside. Multiple generations ran businesses. And then just like the people are amazing. Everybody's been so friendly and welcoming to me. In 3 years, I haven't had a negative experience. And I know that's probably, luck. But it still also says to the character of the city. We love it.
I know you're always also a very optimistic guy. So you have this incredible habit or gift to turn a negative situation into a positive.
I try.
And you also seem to be a very dog-oriented person.
Oh, yeah.
So do you find Barcelona dog-friendly?
Oh, so friendly. My dog's enjoying the hell out of his retirement. He's 15 years old. He's from Paraguay as well. And he's enjoying his retirement. He loves it. We bring him to restaurants, cafes. We bring him to the park. We just brought him to Girona the other day for a day trip with my mother-in-law.
All right.
Yeah, so all of Catalunya is very dog-friendly. I absolutely love that.
All right, and how do you find adjusting to the Catalan language? Do you speak Spanish?
I'm in Spanish classes. I know very little Catalan, but enough like please and thank you and just to get myself by. People are very friendly when you try. I'm trying. I'm, working on it.
So there's a myth that the Catalan people are very closed and cold. Have you found that to be the case?
No, I found the exact opposite. I live in a mostly Catalan neighborhood. My store, my local bakery, the lady that works in my local bakery loves me. The local movie theater people know me. A bunch of the local cafes. I get along with my neighbors. I think everyone's been very friendly.
All right, and then another question. So you moved here because your wife had a job here.
Yeah.
So you were the trailing spouse, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
And so, but how do you, are you working?
Yeah, so I'm a freelancer out here in Barcelona, but mainly I have my AV rental company in New Jersey. But out here, I'm always looking for new freelance opportunities in event planning, and I'm about to start taking project management classes to expand upon my skill set.
All right. And so what is your favorite place to eat? You talked about good restaurants.
Wow. We went to Disfrutar.
Disfrutar. Oh, is that 3-star Michelin? Right on
that was
Red.
the #1 ranked restaurant in the world.
That's 1 block from my office, and
Really?
I've never been there. I've been, they've invited me inside to try a few things, but they haven't given me the full dinner. How was that?
Oh, incredible. We spent 4 hours there. It is not, I'm not a fancy restaurants kind of guy. And it doesn't make you, and it's one of the most highly ranked restaurants in the world, and they don't make you feel like they're too fancy for you. But the food was incredible. We got the drink menu, of course we did. And there's about 6 of us for 4 hours of an experience. So go for lunch, don't go for dinner.
Wow, that's amazing. Let me ask you this. What is the least favorite thing that you've encountered in Barcelona?
That I've encountered in Barcelona. Let's see. Sometimes dealing with my telecom company is a pain in the neck. We still can't give them back the router that they want us to send them back to them because they won't return our calls.
I have the same problem.
Yeah. So we have an old router from an old company that we're dying to return to them, and they won't return our calls to give us the information for the correos to return it. Aside from that, it's like any city. I'm from New York City, so I've dealt with panhandlers and things like that. So it's not out of the realm of, it's not out of the norm for me to see somebody give me a, oh, your shoes are so cool kind of story and try to, work an angle on that.
But that's
any big city. That's any big city in the world. New York City has 1,000 times of it, and they all have, much more advanced weaponry, let's just say.
All right. Also, wanted to ask you, when you were coming here, you had to deal with some immigration and paperwork. Barcelona is infamous for very frustrating bureaucracy.
Yes.
But I've never met a country when it comes to immigration that didn't have a painful bureaucracy. But if you did need to resolve anything, are you familiar with Entre Trámites?
No, I'm not.
Entre Trámites is this organization that basically they take care of any paperwork that you need to deal with. And they really like the stuff that's not interesting at all. If it's interesting, they don't want to do it.
Okay.
So they say Entre Trámites is revolutionizing paperwork, and it has anything from immigration to business and declarations, taxes, all these different things that you need legal assessment for, or just processes that take time and are very cumbersome, and they take care of it for you. So Entre Trámites, you know what that means?
No.
So entre is between, and Trámites is kind of like a process. They just need to do some paperwork. And so if you have a chance, get to know Entre Trámites because they're here to help us have a much better quality of life by taking care of those paperwork that you don't want to deal with.
Well, I kind of need that, honestly. I'm looking into starting a production company here. So
okay.
I think this would absolutely be something that would help
They
me.
can help you with company formation. They can help you with accounting. They can help you with all the licensing that you require. And they've grown tremendously, and they've been a big supporter of the International Community Day. So big shout out to Entre Trámites. And Louis is going to be coming on. Louis is the CEO. But I want to make sure that you were aware of that because I always know that you're starting new organizations, you're pushing NGOs, and you're just a very busy guy here.
I try to work as hard as I can and, try to keep it interesting.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
You got here, and you immediately became a player in the city. How the heck did you do that? Most people take years to figure out how to integrate.
I guess my friend Victor Horcasitas was a big help.
Oh, who's he?
I don't know. I don't know that you know him. I got very lucky, honestly. A big friend of mine, a friend of ours, Justin from my university, had lived out here for about 6-7 years and had a great friend, sort of network. Mm-hmm. And we just luckily melded into this group of wonderful people. In fact, I got a bunch of them coming to my house for Halloween. A bunch of good friends of mine that I've met here, and then through organizations, like the American Society, volunteer efforts. It's really been perfect to find new people and talk. This is my 3rd Barcelona International Community Day. I've met a lot of friends here too.
Excellent. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with the community?
No, I would just say if you or anyone you know is an American living here, just tell them to register to vote and vote when they can. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Rob. It's always good to see you.
You too, man.
Take care, brother.
All right.